Hey, how's it going guys? Michael here for another video on Runescape, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to take on the Twin Furies in God Wars 2 dungeon. So this is going to be a medium level guide for like people who might have high stats, but the gear is going to be for medium levels. And so hope you enjoy. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. So to begin with, I'm going to be talking about my gear. So for the Twin Furies, you're going to want to be going in melee armor, and so melee combat. And you're going to be wanting to, if you're a medium level player, to have minimum, I'd say, Bandos armor. And the reason I've also got War Priest pieces is because people with, depends which War Priest you got, but for example, Zamorak War Priest armor or Saradomin War Priest armor have this super cool bonus which reduces the damage by 90%. So basically, like if a Twin Fury hits you a 2k once, you can reduce it to, that'd be 2. And so it's very useful, and you need a minimum of 3 pieces for that said bonus to appear, and then it increases, the chances increase every percent for an additional item worn. So I'm wearing 3 different pieces, so that means I get a 3% chance of the Twin Furies, of reducing the damage that I get by 90%. Moving on, you want to get your best amulet and ring. So I'm going to go with my classic Dragon Rider amulet and 6th Age circuit, because they're the 2 best I got. And then let's go on to auras. So if you're a medium level, you're probably going to want to use Vampirism, and then when your Vampirism runs out, if you want to do another hour, you might want to use Penance, because that will save slots for prayer potions, Afterwards, moving on to the weapon. So for God Wars 2 dungeon bosses, I highly recommend tier 80s minimum, and I'm not even kidding. Like a tier 75 won't be very good at all. Like no point even going there, So as on top of that, since the Twin Furies are 2 bosses, and if you hit both of them at the same time, it counts as though you're hitting one person, so basically you're doubling your damage. I'd highly recommend you get a weapon that can do some long range damage, for example halberds or a scythe or stuff like that, So I'm going to be using an attuned crystal halberd. If you got a noxious sight, then props to you, because that's what you should be using. And then that's about it for your equipment. And then don't worry, I'm wearing a Zaros insignia, but if you really want, we'll get into that later. It's not very important, just something useful to have. Now let's talk about inventory. So your inventory should look a bit similar to this. So I've got my overloads finally. For those who didn't know, I got 99 prayer during a double XP weekend, so I'm really happy with those. Then you should have prayer flasks, and you should get super prayer renewals, because those also come in really handy. And obviously food. I'm using a beast of burden because I am not able to heal back the amount of damage they deal to me fully, because my weapon is pretty low. Still pretty low, You need a tier 90 to like completely tank everything they do, and my armor is also pretty low. So that's what your preset should be like if you're a medium level player if you're a medium level player, meaning that you got high level stats but low level gear. And now let's move on to where you actually have to go to face them. So currently, let's open up the world map. Come on, load. Hurry up. So right now, I'm at Narda. So for people who don't know where Narda is, let me just zoom out. You got the Shanty Pass here. You want to take the carpet to south of Polnovich, or north, and then just run south. And the carpet to Narda, which is over here. Now I think the place, the God Wars 2 dungeon is called, the Heart. So this is where you want to be. There's also a heart teleportation tab that you can buy with the Grand Exchange, but it doesn't sell. I try to buy them, they don't sell for some reason, and I'd rather do this. I'd rather save a bit of money. And so this is exactly where you want to go. So let's go ahead and walk from the bank at Narda, sorry. Okay, so it looks pretty cool. I mean, you've got the statues and sand, I believe, of every single God Wars 2 dungeon boss. And then when you arrive here, wait, let me put this draw distance high. There we go. Much better. Much better. So you come around here, and now you'll see, like, you'll be on a platform with the 4 different gods. Whatever. You understood what I mean. You got the 4 different people who represent their gods, and basically, if you want to go to the Twin Furies, you're gonna have to cross over to this bridge. So I'm not gonna talk too much about reputation, all that, because it's a guide about how to kill the boss. If you got a question about that, just ask a question in the comment section, or just PM me in game. My RSN name is Mr. Couture, so feel free to do that, but let's move on. So, before I move on also, another cool thing is that the kill streaks over here always stack. Like, if you leave and come back, your kill streak will always be here, so a cool thing to do is to get like 100 kill streak on every single boss, and that way that'll keep you occupied for bossing for a while. So let's go ahead and move on to the Twin Furies arena. I've got to admit, the first time I came here I was pretty scared. I mean, you know, it was a huge place. This is much bigger than the original God Wars dungeon size, and it's like it really used NXT at its full potential, especially for Telos. Like, I haven't necessarily done Telos, but I can tell you guys he's been like a boss that's been carefully thought of, and I really should try him one day, and I will. So once we're over here, by the way, you need AT range to get in here, so I mean, hopefully you guys will already have that. I'll make sure I make a post of that at the very beginning for people who don't. And what you're gonna do is normal, like just drink your overload, activate vampirism, traverse, and the cool thing about here is that the instances are completely free and you can set the speed to whatever you want. So let's start that, and let's go ahead and enter the barrier. So the bosses are going to appear over there, and what the purple boss is going to do is basically surge in different places, and you're just going to have to avoid it. She does this 4 times, so that's going to be the first thing they do to you. So just try to avoid it. And then what you want to do is use your area of effect abilities, like so. And then hopefully you place a cheeky bleed on the red one before she moves. That way you're able to you're able to get triple damage. So then this is the second thing they do, is that the red one moves away and she flies and you're not able to attack her, and she does she basically makes it rain. Yeah, she makes it rain. That's the best thing I can get. And you just gotta stay in her radius and like make sure you're not in there. And when they do that, you want to use all your area of effect damages and quickly surge out if you're not able to kill them before their bar empties. So you will receive a lot of damage over there. But then you will avoid their massive boom. Okay, so make sure that you do avoid that. And then afterwards, the whole thing repeats itself like so. So that's what happens if you're not able to miss that that special attack of hers. So I'm just gonna quickly go through, try to finish this fight without dying. Hopefully, I shouldn't be able to die. I'm doing much better than when I came here a while ago, before I had higher stats and like what's it called, overload and all that. So I'm doing much better than what I was doing before. Obviously, the speed of these kills will depend on how well you deal with the mechanics, and will also depend on like the weapon you're using, and you know, stuff like that, you know, which is pretty normal. So let's go. Quake, Hurricane, come on. I won't be able to kill them. Quick, get out. Okay, good. Okay, and now... What? Oh, come on! You gotta be kidding me. Just die. There we go. So that was...
Oh wow. Dude, I don't know
what happens when I... Lol. I don't know what happens when I do these bosses with you guys. Like, I mean, it's a shit drop. It's 115k, but... You know, it's funny, like, every time I make a video, I've made a video, so I don't want to jinx it, but I've gotten these super lucky drops. So, that was it for the Twin Furies guide. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Leave a comment if you got any questions or any concerns that you want me to answer. And please be sure to like, comment, and obviously subscribe. I know I hate saying these kinds of things, but you know, I just have to sometimes. And peace out, guys. Have fun trying to kill the Twin Furies.